All right, y'all, halfway done with these examples. We're doing example 3 now, and this is probably the trickiest one. Subtracting a negative from a negative. There's a lot of minus signs here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to get through them, and honestly, it's not too bad. Now, when we see a negative and a negative together, well, it doesn't matter, negative and positive, negative, negative, positive, whatever. Oh, look how straight that line is, y'all. Perfect. No touchy. You can't have those touch. Those two negatives need to be gotten rid of. I don't like it. So if you want, check your no touchy table out. It's in your notes. And if it's not, then be like, oh my goodness, talk to your neighbor right now. Be like, hey, could I copy your no touchy table? That's what's so cool about these videos, y'all. Pause the video, write this down, put it in your notes if this problem, even if you want. I'm all for it. So two negatives make a positive here. And our new problem is negative 13 plus 5. Now, note two things about this. First off, this negative by the 13 stays there. Even though we got rid of these two negatives, this negative is not touching anything, so he's fine. Second, this doesn't become plus a negative 5. It does not become plus a negative 5. These two signs combine into one. I see a lot of times people put minus a positive 5. That's not how this works. That's not the reason we do this. We are doing this to get to one sign. The reason we do simplifying is so that we only go down to one sign. So we go ahead and simplify this right like this. Next up, we're going to go ahead and what are we going to do here? We're going to go ahead and work to see if we're working together or separate by finding the sign of these. Now, I think you can get pretty good at this. So think to yourself, which way do they go? If you need to pause the video for a second, you can do that. Which way does minus 13 go, and which way does plus 5 go? Minus 13 goes to the left, plus 5 goes to the right. That easy. That easy, y'all. And then finally, this is another part that's really tricky. We need to know if we're going together or separately. Well, they're going against each other. They're not working together. They're not walking with each other. They're working against each other. So this means since they're against, we have to go ahead and subtract and take the sign of the bigger number. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh my goodness, that was a really bad line. I ran out of room on my mouse pad. There you go. So we subtract. Now, I know you're thinking, it says there's the 13, I don't do that first because it's no. All you do is the big minus the small and take the sign of the bigger number. So 13 minus 5, I know that to be 8. And then the minus part, well, do we keep minus or plus? I take the sign of the bigger number. Okay, well, what's bigger here? 13, that's right. So since 13 is bigger, I take its sign. I take that negative, right? And this becomes negative 8. And that'll do it, y'all. That'll do it. If you have any questions, rewatch this again. This should be really helpful for any of those 3 negative sign problems. And honestly, it could be kind of helpful for and single minus sign if it's like just 12 minus 20 or something like that. So anyway, good luck. One more example, and you don't have to watch it. It's only if you need it. So